I'm excited to announce the opening of a new Facebook community for the Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life podcast. And this is to get a group of like minded individuals to get together, to push themselves, to actually hold each other accountable, and to level up their lives. I talk about making a positive impact in the world, and this is how I'm hoping to do that. So, if you're interested in joining, jump on Facebook, look for Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life, and see if you can join the group. Otherwise, drop me a DM on Instagram at just.live.coaching and I'll send you the link. How many times have you felt that the expectations that people have on you are affecting you in positive and negative ways? And how does that make you feel in that relationship? Welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that empowers you to become the best version of yourself by giving you easy to implement techniques to start taking back control of your life. If you get something from this episode, please share it with someone who you think would benefit from hearing it. And I would also really appreciate it if you could leave me a rating or review wherever you're listening to this. I'm Sanjay, and today I'm talking about a topic that actually affects our relationships and our personal growth, and that is why you need to start expecting more from yourself than others expect from you. How many times have you been in that situation where you've had expectations put on you which you feel you need to meet? Other people are there having these high expectations of you, and you're there thinking, okay, I cannot let them down. When people put expectations on you, it has positive and negative impacts. It can positively impact your life and relationship, but it can also have adverse effects. It can negatively impact them as well. When people actually put these expectations on you, it encourages you to grow, because these high expectations, they can motivate you to strive for excellence. They can actually push you to achieve your full potential, to become the person you're meant to be, the one you can be, the one that you are unable to see at the moment. But the people around you, they can see it. They can see what your possibilities are. They can see what you're capable of achieving. You may be blinded to that at the moment, but if they can see it, they may be pushing you to do it. And when they set these expectations on you, then that's when you're going to realize, actually, I can step up to this. It also promotes accountability. When people are expecting a lot from you, it actually fosters a sense of responsibility, a sense of accountability, a sense of ownership, and it encourages you to actually follow through on your commitments and your obligations. So you start following through, you start completing things that you say you're going to do. You start living up to those promises. You start actually making sure that what you begin, you finish. And also, it strengthens trust. When you are consistently meeting or exceeding expectations, it can strengthen trust and deepen relationships, because you're showing up for that person day in, day out. You're doing the best you can. You're being the best person you can be. And the reason why, when people put these expectations on you, the reason why you actually will take these expectations and try and live up to them is because, one, your desire for validation. You want to be getting that praise. You want that validation from those who have these expectations of you. So you believe that their approval or admiration will validate your own self-worth and your own importance. Also, you want to do it, and you want to actually push yourself. So those expectations, so you know these people are there supporting you. They're actually here to help you. And you also don't want to let them down. Your fear of disappointing them is actually another reason why you will actually have such high expectations of, or they have high expectations of you. And so you will try your best to fulfill these, because you don't want to let yourself down. The next thing is the negative impact. It can cause strain on a relationship though, because if people are putting unrealistically high expectations on you, it can actually place extra pressure on you and strain your relationship. You can feel overwhelmed or unable to meet these expectations. And it can lead you to resent the people who are putting these expectations on you and end up with conflict or maybe even distance in the relationship. It can end up with you being disappointed and frustrated when you're unable to meet these expectations. And also, when people have such high expectations on you, it can actually them relying too much on you. And so they actually struggle to do the work and believe in themselves as well. And so then that can actually cause to resentment on their part because you're doing so well and yet they're not keeping up with you. But at the end of the day, although you need to strike a balance between these expectations that people have on you, you also need to realize that actually, what expectations do you have of yourself? Because yes, it can be difficult when people have high expectations of you. But the other side of that is, do you actually hold yourself to such high expectations as well? Or do you need to actually start holding yourself more accountable and expecting more from yourself? You often struggle to set high expectations for yourself because of fear of failure. You're worried about failing because if you set those high expectations, you're worrying about not being able to meet them. And you don't want those feelings of inadequacy or disappointment. So again, you stop expecting too much of yourself in a way so you can actually feel better about yourself. Perfectionism is another reason because it can hinder your ability to have high expectations for yourself. Perfectionists, they set impossibly high standards for themselves. And so if you're a perfectionist, you may avoid setting goals altogether because you believe that you cannot achieve perfection. And this can lead to procrastination, avoidance, and end up with a lack of progress. The next reason that you have such low expectations of yourself is because you're constantly comparing yourself to others. When you're comparing yourself to others, people who are on a different path to you or who are a lot further along on the same path that you're on, you feel inadequate. And so it ends up causing you to set lower expectations for yourself. And another reason is your lack of self-compassion. When you're overly critical on yourself, you have unrealistic beliefs about how you should accomplish things. Yeah, you end up setting lower expectations to avoid disappointment or to avoid self-criticism again. You need to overcome these challenges, cultivate self-awareness, build your self-confidence, develop a growth mindset, challenge those limiting beliefs. When you start doing this, you actually realize that, yeah, you are capable of a lot more. And what in turn will happen is that you need to actually start having higher expectations of yourself. You need to start thinking to yourself, actually, I can do this. I'm got the skills. I'm capable. I've got experience. And if I do trip up, if I do stumble, it doesn't mean I failed. It means that there was a lesson to be learned and I learned it. When you start to shift your mindset when it comes to your expectations of yourself, then you will see that you are capable of a lot more. So if you want to actually start expecting more from yourself, start doing small things. Here are 4 tips to help you increase your expectations on yourself and lower expectations of others. Number 1 is set goals which will help build your self-confidence. Make sure they're broken down so you're able to build up your confidence. When you build that confidence, your ability to tackle tasks will improve. As your confidence builds, you'll be more willing to take on harder tasks, and so you will start expecting more and more from yourself. Second thing is practice self-reflection. Assess your progress, assess your strengths, assess your weaknesses. Adjust your expectations accordingly. If you know that you're weak in an area, why don't you start actually addressing that slowly? You don't have to ignore it. If you start to address it slowly, you'll slowly start to build that confidence. And again, that's another area where your expectations of yourself will start to increase. Cultivate empathy. If people have those high expectations of you, find out why. Put yourself in their shoes and strive to understand what their perspective is. Find out why they are trying to look up to you so badly. Why they want you. Why they have such high expectations of you. When you cultivate that empathy, it actually puts you in their shoes. And when you can do that, you can actually see where they're coming from and why they're coming from that position. And it will help you understand their reasoning. And so it may make it easier within the relationship. And on the other side, when you lower your expectations of others and expect more from yourself, yes, it is difficult. But then when you're putting lower expectations on others, there's less chance of you being disappointed. But when you're putting that higher expectation on yourself, it means that you've got more control of your life. You can start taking more action. So how can you raise the bar for yourself while extending grace and understanding to those around you? What small changes can you make today to set higher expectations for yourself and show greater empathy towards others? Remember, by expecting greatness from yourself and offering kindness, understanding to others, you can cultivate a deeper connection, you can unlock your full potential, and you can lead a more fulfilling life. Remember, your mindset shapes your reality. When you master it, you'll master your life. My mission is to make a positive impact on the world, and I sincerely hope that you can help me do that by liking, by following, by sharing, and by subscribing to this podcast. Until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep mastering your mindset to master your life. Thank you.